Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is BDF44, and I'm coming to you today from work as always. So I want to talk about a video. I made a video yesterday. I really liked the video. I thought that I was clear. I thought I did the right thing. I thought I said the right things, and I got a name wrong. The main name was wrong, so I erased the entire video. The entire video. It was one of my better ones too, but I wasn't gonna do that. Young Cannon, man, Young Cannon. 5-year-old boy shot in the head by a black man who, from what I was told, I didn't really do my due diligence in looking up the story. It was just kind of everywhere at this point. But the information that I got was that he was attempting to try to shoot someone else. Now, I don't know how that managed to happen. Of course, stray bullets can hit. We've heard of people losing their lives, kids losing their lives, stray bullets left and right. Intended target to get away free. But in this case, I just didn't have all the details, so I just had to plead ignorance, to be honest with you. But I did want to come here and send condolences to the family of young Cannon before saying anything else. This young fella is 5 years old, and whatever we have going on in our heads or in our lives or whatever, we need not forget that this is a child and a family who has to deal with this, who's mourning, who didn't ask for any of the attention that's coming. And certainly not for this to have taken place. My condolences and my sincerest prayers are going to continue to come your way. I would have never, ever wanted to see anything like this, least of all to fit some narrative, which is what brings me to the video that I made yesterday, the point of the video, and what I'm going to attempt to do here. I was disappointed. The video that I made yesterday, I was talking about just feeling disappointed in both Black Lives Matter side and the opposing All Lives Matter or whoever, whatever they call themselves. Disappointed both sides because I feel like Cannon's memory is not being used as a means of celebrating the young boy's life and helping his family mourn, but more so just something that someone has attached their political agenda to. Actually, it's not much different in regards to any other situation where someone uses something to kind of push their own agenda, but it's really unfortunate when it's a 5-year-old child. I understand that it aligns very easily for a lot of people because the person who shot him was black and the child happened to be white. And that it, I understand that the country is in a place of turmoil right now, and a lot of people feel very strongly about what side they take on this matter. And I've spoken quite a bit about how I feel, so you guys, I'm sure, know already my mindset. But I think it's just unfortunate that grown-ups would use a child's murder to try to push their own agenda. It's selfishness is at the core of all of this on both sides. I don't think it's the right time at all, even though the circumstances align for convenience of point. And what I mean by that is this is a point that I can put forth for my cause because everything aligns to make it look like what I want it to look like to fit my agenda. That's what this is for a lot of people. And because of it, that information and that narrative has been displayed to Black Lives Matter people, and Black Lives Matter people are responding in a way that I can't really get with too. It's like a lot of people are basically saying, this little boy, y'all just only care because a black man shot him, which is true. You know what I mean? A lot of times that's what's going on, but I just don't think it's time to be engaging in those type of conversations. Just because we're right, just because the enemy brought this to our attention and now we feel we have to defend ourselves, doesn't mean that we should, in this case, ignore the child's passing and the devastation his family is facing. Just because racists and people who don't wish to see you succeed use this as a means of helping push their little agenda along does not mean that you have to partake in the tomfoolery. And that's my point of view. Let them throw stones and gnash their teeth. You know, God sees what they up to. He knows that they ain't speaking in the spirit of love. They're not speaking in the spirit of togetherness for others. They're not speaking in the spirit of togetherness or tolerance or even concern for the child or his family. They see an opportunity to once again push their selfish narrative, which is, if it doesn't matter to me, it shouldn't matter to you. That's their point of view. That's what All Lives Matter is all about. We know they don't give a damn about anyone but themselves, so why would we look to them for anything other than what we receive? Stop engaging in conversations that bring up Cannon's name. Just don't give that any credence. Let them show their backsides in that way. Don't do it. That brings us down to their level. That drags us to the muck and dirt that they play in. We don't have to play in that dirt. We know that this young fella didn't deserve to die. We know that the black man that killed him should be given all of the worst things. And he has been arrested. His justice, young Cannon's justice, is underway. We don't have to fight for young Cannon's justice. That's the beauty of the circumstance. That's the beauty of him being a white child. But we don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to get justice. So it's really, really frustrating for a lot of us on this side to see people use Cannon's name as a means of saying, see, where's the protest? Because it completely disregards, as always, the true meaning of what it is that we're doing, which is bringing attention to the injustices that take place after killings of African Americans by police officers. The fact that these police officers do not get arrested in some cases. Breonna Taylor's situation still up in the air. Her murderers walking the streets like it's a beautiful day to do so. And last I checked, it is not legal to break into someone's home and shoot at them when they're in bed. That's illegal. If you're a police officer, it's still illegal. If you're a police officer and you go into the wrong house, which they did, definitely even more so illegal. So obviously these cops who did that are a prime example of the type of protest that's going forward that you're not seeing young Cannon get, because he's not suffering from lack of justice. His justice is going to come. It's coming swift, and rightfully so. I wouldn't have it any other way, and I don't think anybody who's in their right mind would. I wouldn't want to see that black man running around free after killing Cannon. You know what I mean? And I don't think anybody in their right mind does. So, yeah, let's not play in the muck with the devils. Let's not play in the muck with the devil. All they're going to try to do is make you look as dirty as they are. And you're not. You're not. You're better than that. You have to be better than that. It's our responsibility to represent what it is that they refuse to, which is everybody matters. Everyone. All lives matter is a hateful phrase. We get that. But what that's supposed to mean, we had better stand for it. Because they won't. They won't. They only raise their voice to silence yours. That's all they've ever been about. That's all there ever will be about. They don't have any depth to their soul that brings forth an empathy or a care for anything that doesn't look like them. It's not there. Those on their side who feel that way already do. You're not changing nobody's mind by interacting with them and in partaking in some of these conversations, particularly when they want to bring up a 5-year-old boy who's been murdered and whose killer has been arrested. That's dark. That's dark. Even for them, that's dark. And it speaks to just the type of depths that they'll go to silence those of us who want to see them change their ways and see the system that they benefit from become more safe and more balanced for everyone. Something that they'll kill and die to see never happen. And we'll stand next to a flag and tell everybody else that everything that we're talking about is not what we're talking about, and then proceed to paint pictures that make us look as if we are exactly what they are. And that's just the truth of the matter, whether people want to believe that or hear that, or if it fits your narrative or not. The reality is, this is what is going on. People who are standing for Black Lives Matter in some cases are taking money and putting it into the DNC. I understand that. So a lot of people on the other side are using Black Lives Matter as a means of saying that they are a corrupt organization run by criminals who all they want to do is fund the DNC to take over the country. And that's a narrative that could very well be true. I'm not going to dismiss that narrative in this video. What I will say is that's not what I stand for. That's not what I discuss these topics stand for, and we could care less about corruption in our situation because we understand that corruption is going to be anywhere where God is. Anywhere God is, you'll see the devil trying to sink his teeth into it as well to try to corrupt it. So it's expected that a movement that is meant to bring forth attention to evils would be somehow corrupted by evil as well. It's just to be expected. It's always been that way. Just like we expect the enemy to try to tell others what we're doing is not what we're doing, and then proceed to tell others not to listen to us, tell them anything about what we're doing, and just follow their narrative. This is how it's been with the Black Panthers. It was how it was in the civil rights days of old, and this is exactly what's going on now with bricks in the street and cops watching people spray Black Lives Matter on public property, then proceeding to more or less paint that narrative that it was us doing it when it was actually someone that they were okay with doing it. We have footage of all of this different type of manipulative situation molding, or so to speak, and we know how they operate. There's no depth that they won't go to convince the world and themselves that what they're thinking is right, and that everybody who says otherwise should not be speaking. And it does make me wonder if I should question just exactly what happened here with Young Cannon. Because to be honest with you, I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past anybody. Especially when you're trying to convince the world that what you feel, all that bad energy that you're putting out into the world is justifiable. Yes, you will kill a child to assure that it happens. You will. And it's sad because it wouldn't be the first time they've done it. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's happened here. Probably not. But I'm saying that they're evil enough to do it, and it's been done before. Like let's not act like this narrative is not something that they're basking in and appreciating. They don't care about that young fella. They don't care about that kid. The care that they think they feel for him is hatred that they have for others. It's all bad energy, and that's why I don't want us to partake in it. If you're a good person, or you have good morals, if your true north is the mistreatment of others and how you won't stand for it, then you should not partake in these type of conversations. Let them use Cannon's name as a means of uplifting their hate off of sheer obsession with his skin color. Okay? Because at the end of the day, we care about everybody, including Young Cannon, and they care about shutting us up. We know it. So let's not pretend like we don't. Rest in peace to Young Cannon. I am so sorry what happened to you. The guy that got you, he deserves the worst of things, and I look forward to him getting those things. And he'll face his judgment day. Not only on this earth, but beyond. And that's how it should be. We're hopeful that everyone receives the same justice that Young Cannon is getting. Thank you guys for watching. My name is BDF. I'm out.